Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So this video is a quick preview and prediction for Sunny Edwards versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Of course this fight goes down this weekend, takes place in Glendale, Arizona, at the Desert Diamond Arena. And it's a unification fight at flyweight. Sunny Edwards, of course, is the IBF flyweight champion. Bam Rodriguez is the WBO flyweight champion. Many people see these two as the two best in the division. I would agree with that. And yeah, these two guys are finally unifying. So definitely looking forward to it, no doubt. And yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this one plays out. It's not going to be my usual style of preview and prediction, no tail of the tape, anything like that, no super detailed breakdown. I haven't really had the time to go back and watch these two guys and refresh myself on their fights, but I've seen enough of both, and I've kind of held the same opinion in regards to this fight for a little while. One thing I will say, I am kind of surprised to see as many people picking Sunny Edwards as there are. I see Jesse Rodriguez as a relatively big favourite in this fight. I think Jesse Rodriguez is a fighter in which has far more gears to go through. I believe he's a fighter in which has a lot more subtleties to his game. I think his game is more multi-layered than Sunny Edwards. Quite frankly, when I've watched Sunny Edwards fight, I see a guy who obviously is a good boxer. He's a decent mover, no doubt. But I don't see a fighter in Sunny Edwards who gets any better from here. I think what we've seen from Sunny Edwards is him at his best. I don't think we've really seen Jesse at his full potential as of right now. I think Jesse Rodriguez is a developing fighter, whereas, again, I think Sunny is where he's at, and that's really where he's going to be. And I've seen enough flaws in Sunny's game to suggest that Jesse Rodriguez has a very good chance of winning this fight. Again, Sunny can move, he can pop the jab, he can be elusive, there's no doubt about it. But I do worry about his lack of power in this fight. I worry about him keeping Bam Rodriguez honest, and I think that could be a big factor in this fight. I think Bam Rodriguez is the type of guy you have to discourage him because he's got a very good front foot game. He's very aggressive, he's a good combination puncher, and he's not your average pressure fighter. He uses angles, he can step around the target, he can counter punch on the front foot, he can punch on the front foot. He's got decent enough power, decent enough speed. He varies the combinations from body to head. He's creative offensively, very creative. He's not your Bobby Basic come forward fighter like a Brandon Rios, for example. He's a lot more than that. And honestly, I don't think Sunny Edwards' movement alone is enough to dissuade Bam Rodriguez. I think Sunny can move early on, and he probably does have success as Bam is warming into the fight, but I honestly think that only works for a finite amount of time before Bam will start to claw his way back into it and start to really physically get on top of Sunny Edwards. That's another thing to consider, by the way. Jesse Rodriguez is the bigger flyweight here. One thing I don't like about Sunny, yeah, he's got the back foot style, but look at his fights with what's his name? Felix Alvarado. Look at his fight with Andres Campos. Look at his fight with Mohamed Wazim, Jason Marma. Look at all of these fights. These guys are pretty rudimentary in their approach. They're all aggressive, like Bam Rodriguez, but they are very straight up and down type of fighters. Hard-nosed, but pretty basic. And look at those fights. Sunny Edwards, in every single one of those fights, gave away the play way too often. And he did that for one reason, in my opinion, to get himself a break, to take a break. And what he would do, very often, he would sit on the ropes and just invite pressure on himself. Now, the guys he was fighting were able to touch him up. They weren't able to necessarily take full advantage of those situations, but they were touching Sunny up. Sunny's defense is only effective when he's moving backwards. when he's using lateral movement, etc. When he's stationary, Sonny's defense isn't that good. Go back and watch those fights. He was getting tagged up. The difference here is Jesse is a much better combination puncher than those guys. He's much more creative with his offense. He does different combinations at different times. I'd say he's faster than those guys and probably hits harder as well. So I really worry about the moments where Sonny tries to take those breaks, tries to sit on the ropes and gather a breather, that sort of thing. Because Sonny, if you look at his fights, there are lulls. He'll be boxing really nice for a few rounds, a lot of movement, but he can't seem to do it for 12 rounds. He does need intermittent breaks. And against a guy like Jesse, that could invite himself onto a lot of trouble. It really could. And even Sonny's movement, I'm not sure it's going to be as effective as people are saying. First and foremost, another thing, this is in America. This is in Arizona. We're talking about Jesse Rodriguez, a guy with Hispanic background, potential future star, potential pound-for-pound star, younger than Sonny, more marketable than Sonny. Even if Sonny is boxing on the back foot, and maybe he's nicking rounds, probably not going to be enough to win them on the scorecards, right? Because honestly, I don't think Sonny's back foot style is good enough to totally school Bam Rodriguez for multiple rounds. I don't think it's good enough. Even when Sonny is fighting on the back foot, he's using a lot of athleticism, and sometimes, well, many of the time, he's doing things that aren't technically correct. Look at how he jumps out of range, straight back with his hands down very often, chin in the air. He'll very often escape to the same side, things like that. And Bam Rodriguez is a guy who, again, is not just a follow you around pressure fighter. He can close the angles, he can step around you, he can counter on the front foot, he can throw punches that are designed to stop an angle, things like that. Things that's going to make Sonny's back foot game harder to pull off. I just think Bam is a more skilled fighter, quite frankly, plus the aggression, plus the size, plus the power, plus the strength, plus the A-side advantage. When I look at this fight, I can't see Sonny winning. Even if he somehow pulls it off and wins maybe 7-5 on most fans' cards, I can't see him winning. So, when I look at this fight, I'm very confident in picking Jesse Rodriguez. The only thing for me is whether he can secure a late stoppage. I don't think he would stop Sonny early, certainly not. But I think a late stoppage is possible. I just wonder how Sonny fights as this fight progresses. Does he fight with intent? Does he fight with ambition to win rounds? Or does he go into survival mode? I think that's a very big possibility as this fight plays out. I'm sure Sonny's going to start with a lot of ambition. Is that going to continue throughout this fight? Or will Sonny fight to survive? I could see that happening. So the only doubt I have in my mind is how Bam wins. It's whether it's a late stoppage or points win. I'm going to go a late stoppage here. I'm going to go a late stoppage. Bam Rodriguez wins, he becomes unified and becomes the number one man at flyweight. That's my prediction. I am looking forward to it though. I am looking forward to it. But yeah, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.